Hey guys, welcome back. This is Thorm and this is episode 134 of my single player Tiveden world. Hope you guys are going awesomely well. So I'm still trying to get over a damn cold, but I am going to try and soldier on through this episode. Hope you guys are going well though. So I've been working on this pathway here that takes us down towards our sailing ship. It's kind of an area of my island that I've neglected for a while now, but I'm starting to add a little bit more detail around here to try and make it fit kind of the rest of the pathways we've got around the main island. And I think it's come together quite nicely, going with the same kind of building pathway design and the edging. I think it looks good. I've started to resort to using some shulker boxes to help maintain my inventory, and I think it works okay. Still trying to get used to it though. And I've also put in this custom tree. This is same kind of deal that we did for the willow tree in the last episode, but in this one I made the trunk a little bit wider, no vines on this one, and I think it looks good. It kind of suits this area. And it was what I was trying to do was actually block off this little town we've got down in there as we walk along this path. So this tree kind of blocks that off. I think that adds a nice look because when you get closer you can see the detail. And I think that's going to look pretty cool. So I'm going to keep working on this. Then hopefully we can extend this down towards the dock area. So the pathway is coming along quite nicely. Right around here, this is where I want to make a few more adjustments to the actual path itself. And I want to make it more of a natural curve on this corner and on this one. This then takes us down towards the dock area. And I think it's just going to look a little bit more natural. But I think having the path with the organic kind of foliage on the sides really adds a bit of life, a bit of greenery to this area. I think it looks good. And trying to hide as many torches as possible is key, I think. It's not going to make it mob-proof at all. There is certainly areas that mobs can spawn, but that's okay. We can live dangerously. I do have hidden lighting underneath a lot of these shrubs, and I've also put some lighting underneath chests and that kind of useful little tricks. So I'm going to continue working on this pathway, trying to make it a little bit more organic as we bend on down towards the dock area. So check it out. I've made some improvements to this path to bend on down the side of this hill here, down towards the dock area. I think it looks better. It's little subtle changes, but I think the little curvatures that we've added into the path here, just to make it not as linear in different areas, makes it look a little bit more organic and a little bit better overall, I think. And I was thinking also for down on this dock area, what we could try and do is mix in some rails. So I'm not sure if having rails down the middle here is going to be a good idea, but we could give this a go. And it could be just another way to bring a cart down to light up these, or load up these ships. And for this track, I was thinking what we could do. We've got this little spot right here, so why don't we dig that out? And let's just lay this down to see how this goes. Because what we could do is have this track come up here, and I'm thinking of having it join up right next to this chicken shop here. So if I were to put a double chest here, then have pathway, something like this to come down. I might want to experiment a little bit with the actual directions here, but you get the idea. I could have this track come all the way down and connect up to this dock area, and I think that could be a pretty cool area just to have a little bit of a... I know it's a bit of a gimmick, but that's alright. I think maybe we could offload some feathers or something, because we do get a lot of excess feathers from this chicken shop. And yeah, we've got a whole double chest here pretty much full. So I can move this chest to this side of the chicken shop, and then if we wanted to, load it up into a minecart with chest, and then set it on down to the sailing ship. Look at that rogue sheep. It's funny, I do have quite a few rogue sheeps that have managed to escape their pens over the years. I'll let them run free if they can survive in the wild. I'll let them be for the most part. I want to head over to the snowy village now. There was an area I was just working on there over the last few days. So let's jump over there. And with a bit of video trickery, we're now over by the snowy village. And there's these two new homes. These weren't here previously. And I'm still working on this one. This one's all done. This one you should hopefully recognize because it's based on, well, it's exactly the same build design as what I created a tutorial for on my channel recently. I think it looks really nice in an area like this. I have also added an interior design. This is something that I often get asked about building interiors when I build certainly house tutorials and whatnot. I don't really like posting tutorials for interiors because this is all your personal inspiration. This is something you guys, in my opinion, should be thinking up. But this is what I've come up with in my world here. And for an interior, I think it looks okay. Got a kind of kitchenette, dining area here. There's some usual kind of stuff you would see in a interior design. I have got a bedroom upstairs, so I've got this kind of setup. And I'm starting to liking to doing more of this, and hopefully we can do more of this with the different trapdoors get it introduced. But it's basically having railing created with trapdoors. And by having it placed on the outside of the block, means we can still put a full block on the ledge here, and it doesn't look too intruding on the other side here. So I think this is a nice look for particularly an upstairs area like this. But it's big enough to have a nice bedroom and still hide away some lighting and put some essentials up in here. So I think it looks good. And then downstairs I've just got like a relaxation room slash enchantment room. This is a place where you can chill out, read a book, do some enchanting while you maybe have a toasty little fire going or roasting up some marshmallows or something like that. Anyway, so this is an interior that I came up for this particular house design. I'm not going to probably post a separate video for this. I think it should be a great little benefit for those of you that watch my single player WoW series and also enjoy my house build tutorials. You can see the overlap with my interior design right here. So let's head on out. There's other things that I want to work on in this area, like for example this building. Still working on it. This one's a little bit different compared to the other ones because I'm putting in these flower pots or like beds on the sides of the building, surrounding it by trapdoors. I think when 1.13 comes out, I'd like to change probably these bottom trapdoors into spruce trapdoors. I think that could be a nice look. With a slab, I think it looks too bulky, so I'm probably going to leave it with a trapdoor design. But I think this is a nice touch to add a bit of variation to a building. A lot of these buildings are similar in a way, but they're all slightly different. And with this one, I'm thinking, yeah, the flower beds on the sides could be a nice little addition as well. I am thinking of doing another larger flower bed on this side. I think it looks a little bit plain like this. I wasn't going to put another balcony. If I put another balcony there, I think it will look too similar to the front. And I think this is okay to overlook like an area like this, but to look back into the town, I think this is going to be a nice area where if you're walking along a path like this, you want to see some flowers or something like that on the side of a building. So I think that's what we're going to go for. So to do that, I'm probably going to keep a similar design to what we've done on these sides. So that means I've got these ones that need to be removed. So basically I need to create a large window here and yeah, just add in, bolt on some kind of flower bed to the side here. So I'm going to work on this. Won't take long. And I think I'll just keep it the same kind of look as this kind of flower bed. So there we have it, an extra flower bed. I think the pink tulips here add a nice dash of colour without it being too overwhelming to the side here. And then we've just got the same kind of shrubbery there. We've got some ferns and this is a dark oak sapling. And because we're only planting them by itself, they're not going to ever grow. So it's a pretty safe sapling to use as some kind of planting material like that. I think that looks good for a building like this. I think it's going to add a nice touch. And this could definitely be some kind of flower shop or something. We could have some flowers out the back here and really make this area look quite nice. But I think for a building like this, to try and make it stand out, I think that flower pot idea does the job. So I thought I'd show you guys what this township looks like at night time. Probably not something you get to see every time I come over here. It's typically daytime. I'm really happy the way the lighting effects help to light up different parts of this village. Certainly not a mob-proof village by any means, as we've got a creeper just chilling out over there. But adding in the different lighting effects, random torches, and a very small quantity around the main island, but we do have use of these redstone lamps and some hidden lighting every now and then underneath some of the shrubs, also embedded into some of the paths, and I think the overall look just create this nice atmosphere around the village, and I really like the look you get when you look down between the buildings here. And there are some other good looking areas, I think, particularly like when you're approaching from over the lake, then you look back into this particular building because it's taller than the other two next to it. I think that's a nice look that you get, a nice effect. Got two bunnies in here hanging out. Alright, fair enough. And yeah, just cruising on this way. There's just the different paths, I think, add a nice look. And I am interested to experiment with other building designs. This is really just a creative building area here. This is nothing to do with building farms or anything like that in my world. This is just completely decorative. But I think, let's face it, you need a creative outlet every now and then in this game, and this township is just one way to express a particular theme. Look at that view. I think that looks good. And also at sunset you get a nice view from looking down this direction as well. But I'm thinking of building some kind of structure right around here, maybe some kind of watchtower or clock tower, something like that. I think that could look good. As you look down between the buildings, you'll just see this tall structure down the end here. I think I'll pretty much complete then all the buildings. We don't really have a lot of space to complete other builds, but with all the existing ones we've got here, I'll probably make them all theme-based. So this one's already kind of like a metal shop or an armor shop. There's all armor stuff and smelting stuff in this building. There's nothing really in this one yet, but this one has the portal in it. And this one is like an enchanting room. I've been in here for a while, but this is where we've got this enchantment set up. So each kind of building is going to have its own theme. And this is just really just a creative outlet to see what I could come up with for like a dedicated village with a common theme with the building style. So I think we're going to try and get the groundwork going for a building right around here. I'm not exactly sure the dimensions or shapes that we'll go for just now, but I'll give it a go. I'll just start building something and then I'll come back and give you guys an update. So I'm not exactly sure the overall height we'll go for this particular. I'm certainly not sure if I'm going to build a watchtower yet or a clock tower, so it's going to turn into one or the other. It would be strange if it's both, I guess, but I'm just going to build up and just see if we get the dimensions right. I'm going to probably go for a skinnier kind of tower design, no real dedicated structure connected to it. The plan is that you can be able to look down and see a freestanding structure rather. Yeah, well, let's see what that's going to be like. It's going to be slightly offset and kind of hidden behind the stairway here, but the main tower or watch component is going to be up around this height, so I don't think it's going to matter. Probably would have preferred it to be over a couple extra blocks, but I don't think I'll get too close to this particular building. I don't know, so let's just leave it like this for now. Need to get some ladders probably. Yeah, let's grab some ladders. Do I have any ladders already pre-made? I do have some around here somewhere. Probably been a while since you've even seen the inside of these igloos, but this is where I keep all my supplies while building over here. Do we have any ladders? 4. Okay, interesting. Let's grab some of these. Let's create some more. Might do us for the time being, but let's grab some more. Build some sticks and create ourselves some extra ladders. This will definitely do us. Okay. Had to put these doors on because a creeper came and blew me up right around in here. And that was a disaster, having all these chests in there filled to the brim with goodies and having a creeper blow up. Yeah, I'm sure you've all been there. It's not a fun time. So I think for this kind of look, I'll have to think of how I'm going to decorate the actual insides here, but the plan would be is basically we have like this kind of height, then I'll probably just go around like this and add like a second layer. Not exactly sure how I'll do the ends yet, if I want different parts exposed, but I think having something like this to help structure the building as it goes up in height could be a good thing. And yeah, let's go around. So it'll be something like this, and then we'll start going up again. So I think it was around 5 blocks down the bottom there, so maybe we'll go up like 8 height now. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something around this height, I think. Then we'll do the same on these other ends. Sure, I should have grabbed some extra dark oak wood blocks while I was over in my supply room, but that's right, we can wing it. So it'll be something like this. And I'll probably even have to go up an extra section again, I think. The actual clock or tower component. So that's too high. So something around here. Yeah, but even having it go up, maybe we want another lip. What does that look like? So how did we have this before? So yeah, so that would have been going this way, alright. In fact, yeah, that height difference could be okay compared to that other building. It's always a hit and miss, I think, whether or not you get your dimensions right. Just going to experiment. You can always change this up again. Doesn't look good. I'll probably have some kind of staircase, or at least a ladder system to be able to get up to the top here. Because if you're going to come up a higher area like this, you want to get a view, you want to check it out. Alrighty, so what's this for a kind of height? And then if we were going to have a clock, it would be kind of at this level, and I'm thinking it's probably maybe a 5x5 area. So now that we've made this a little bit wider as we've gone up, we could probably build, in fact, do I have? I probably won't use spruce. I'll probably want a lighter block, maybe some kind of terracotta block for the actual clock face. But if this was more on the inside, let's just see what this could potentially look like. This is just to get a rough feel. Because I basically want to see what it's going to look like when you walk along this path. And you see this tallest kind of structure down the end. Is it going to look out of place, or is it going to look okay? Yeah, let's make all of this. Why not? Yeah, this is the sunset you get from up here. I really like this look. I think it's a great kind of atmosphere you get. I'm kind of blocking it now when you walk along this path, but maybe that's an incentive for you now to come up into this tower and check out the view. So I'll have to have some kind of viewing platform. So how is this in terms of height? It might be okay. So let's just go down, check it out, see if it looks terrible or not. Kind of looks a bit terrible. Kind of looks too wide up the top here, so I could probably shave off an extra block on either side. You get a kind of idea for the look we're going for, and then adding in maybe even a roof on top of this could look good. So a bit more work to be done, but I think it's going to look okay. I think the position is okay as well. It doesn't look too close to this other building, and yeah, because of the height, I don't think it really matters that the bottom section overlaps with that staircase. So I've made a couple of changes so far just to try out a couple of different looks. I'm adding in some kind of border here for the actual clock face. I just wanted to see what this could look like. And I have moved this back an extra block as well, so it's set further into the middle of this building. And if we can just get down here, yeah, you can see the gap there. And I did also raise the height and reduce the gap between this height change and this height change. I just think the ratio will look a little bit better, so let's head on over and see what this looks like now. See if this is a better look or not. You can see by having like a border kind of shape around this, I could probably add a bit of detailing into the actual tower structure, and having some kind of roof design on this, just a simple roof I think, like a little A-frame kind of thing, could look good. And yeah, I think that the general shape is there. Probably just need to add in some more details. I have probably had this episode go on a little bit too long though. I do want to wrap it up. So I'll probably continue this in the next episode, adding in all the details and trying to actually make this look functional rather than some kind of weird looking statue at the moment. But yeah, you get a general idea of what we're going to go for. Thanks for watching, stay awesome, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.